You're listening to the Daily Nugget, dnugget.com for February 20th. It's Tuesday. It is Tijuana Tuesday. This one's going international.
It's true.
I'm Andy. That was Sam.
Yes.
Janelle is here too, who is also, I think, of all the people of this group, Jen, I think you'll agree with this. Janelle is the most international. She is the most cosmopolitan of us all.
Probably. Yeah.
How many international trips have you been on, Janelle?
I've lost count.
How many stamps do you have in your passport?
Do you want me to count? I had to get a new passport. So there's not very many in the new one. Yeah. Yes. No, it was expired. So, yeah. 10 years worth of traveling. Say, trips, sometimes 2 a year. So,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been around the world.
Well traveled.
You've seen a few things.
I've seen a lot of things.
That's not what this podcast is.
What was that soup called in Africa? Chicken head soup?
Walkie-talkie soup. Walkie-talkie soup.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the walkie. Yeah.
Did you ever cut? Did you ever cut off the chicken's head? Did you ever do that?
I did. I had that experience.
As a vegan,
yes.
How did that feel?
Wow. Awful.
Especially because they're squirming around.
I was hoping she would just say.
They still move. They still move after.
Well, they sure do.
The head.
Yeah. So when Janelle and I
live in rural Oklahoma and you've not seen that before.
It's like we're in counseling. It was awful. I can still see it.
And we were told when we were in Africa, Eswatini as the country's called now. We were told that it's high honor for you to kill the chicken to put in the soup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to give us instructions. You got to hold the legs with one hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you kind of put your knee on the chicken so it's not running around.
Right.
Because then you have to cut with the hand on the neck, and the knife is so dull it takes a while. And of course the chicken's not happy with this.
Well, you're not supposed to slice
it. I thought it was just a swift blow. You just go wham that.
You're supposed to, yes.
Right, but they told us. Don't they tell you that the knife was so dull? They say it won't work if you try to do that. You have to saw at it.
You break a few vertebrae first, it'll come right off.
Okay, that's not what this episode's about. Sorry I brought it up.
And then you have to hold it once it's done because it's going to run around like a chicken with its head cut off. That's a literal thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Daily Nugget. We stay on topic.
I'm pretty sure I let go of my chicken. And I just said, I can't hold it because it was moving. And I said, oh!
And then it ran around, and then there's some poor African children that didn't get any food that day because Janelle couldn't handle it.
Because the vegan was squeamish.
Sorry.
Episode title, The Squeamish Vegan. There you go. All right. So, Tijuana Tuesday. And this is International Day. So, we're talking about a couple. They sold everything. Tell me if you do this. And Janelle, I guess you're retired, right?
I am.
Would you sell everything to live on cruise ships for the rest of your life?
You know, I've actually thought about that.
Oh, really?
Yes. I thought this would be the life, right? You know, just floating to port, just having the time of your lives, no responsibilities, you know. You might have to clean a cabin once in a while, but other than that, it's just like,
no, you don't.
I think I could do it.
They do it. Right?
I think they clean it for you.
Right. Okay.
Well, let's see what you think. So John and Melody Hennessy, they're planning on spending the rest of their lives cruising around the world. They're originally from Florida. I mean, that's pretty much like a land cruise if you live in Florida. I mean, you're retired and you're
sitting. Depends on where in Florida, really.
It's the same kind of diseases that you get on a cruise ship.
Cholera.
So they sold almost everything they owned 3 years ago, including their main business in their home. They bought a motorhome to travel around the United States. But then John, who's 76, got tired of driving. I'd get that.
Mm-hmm. I don't like driving.
Okay.
I drove an RV for a spring break, and I was driving that thing for 10 hours a day, and it was miserable. Everyone else enjoyed it.
It's not to say your wife didn't drive at all, did she?
Nope. No one else drove. It was just me. Just me. Kids loved it. They're like, hey, we get to play PlayStation all day. So then they saw an advert. So this is a British article on Facebook for a 274-day cruise with Royal Caribbean. And their journey to a permanent life at sea began.
Yikes.
They're currently cruising around the Dominican Republic, Janelle,
Oh,
as part of the
boy.
latest in a series of long-term sailings. It's taken them to places including Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific. While their new life is more exciting, they say it's cheaper too. They
Really?
say all we have is a telephone bill, a ship bill, and a few credit card bills for when we go to shore, but that's it. So they don't have a mortgage or the expensive homes. They don't have car insurance, property insurance, utility bills. They say we're certain that cruising is cheaper. They say it's about half of what it was to live on land.
Oh my word!
And like they
Wow.
can have a gourmet meal whenever they want. So
Yeah, I mean 24/7.
And
All the ice
sausages.
cream you can eat.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is
I would weigh
confirming
a
that they are
billion
not hostages, right?
well, looking at some of these pictures, for sure not hostages.
But
Because I feel like they would make them wear better clothing.
Oh, that's a good term.
maybe, but here's the thing. You guys, so Sam, you've been on a cruise ship.
Yep, a couple times.
And you're a bigger guy. Those cruise ship hotel rooms, even calling them rooms is generous.
Easy.
Did you just call me fat?
I just saying.
I think he did.
I'm just saying,
It's like
for
a-
me,
You, sir,
I
are not wrong.
have broad shoulders, and I am in a very small booth right now. And this is about how big the hallways are. You can't do
they
2
are
by 2.
Tiny. Like you have to do the sideways shuffle if anyone else comes down those hallways.
And if there's an old person that's in front of you and they're shuffling, you can't get by them.
Nope, because they can't side shuffle.
Nope, there's no side shuffling going
You
on.
gotta find a corner to take refuge in while you wait for this old person who can't side shuffle to get past you. And it's kind of a crapshoot whether or not they're polite about it or not.
Mm.
Okay,
'Cause
so
they
I
might-
just had
Yeah,
a
but you
memory
get to-
come back.
Oh boy.
Core memory.
Janelle, do you remember we went on a cruise together?
Oh yeah, I
What?
do. I remember.
What?
Yes,
We did.
we
Yeah.
did.
And the worst thing happened.
Oh, apparently Janelle is trying to forget it. Jen's remembered it. When did you guys go on a
I had
cruise?
forgotten it.
Yeah, what kind of
This
cruise is
was
it?
a
One of
long
those
time
Christian
ago.
music?
Nope.
No, it was just the girls.
Oh.
It was originally for my mom's birthday. She always joked and like, "You guys gonna send me on a cruise?" So one time we did, and I went with
Yeah.
her. And Janelle's like, "Well, I'm gonna go." And then our friend Jenny,
I'm
"I want to
gonna
go." And then at the last minute, 2 other ladies are like, "We're gonna crash your cabin." And we got in there, and they're like, "Well, you're gonna let me take the bottom bunk, right? Because I'm older." And I was like, "No, I paid for it first."
Dibs. It's like church
Right.
camp. Whoever gets there first is dibs.
It's true.
And that was the first time I got sun poisoning. Was on that trip. It was
Oh,
a
wow.
trip.
Sun poisoning?
But the kicker of it all, Janelle and I, for whatever reason, we wanted to go swimming one of the first maybe day or 2. And they have these like little pods that are like, I think they were hot tubs, but they were like a rounded triangle. Small.
Yeah.
Like if you put
just
3
stand
people
in.
in there, your knees are touching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
And
very
there's
small.
several. So the one we went in is like 5 feet from another one, and it was empty.
Oh,
And
boy.
me and Janelle get in one, and we're kind of like shoulder to shoulder with like enough room in between us. We're basically taking up the whole hot tub.
Mhm.
The other one across from us is empty.
Hmm.
An old man,
I tried hitting on Janelle.
so old. I didn't know they could make him this old. Came into our hot tub. Janelle and I are now actually shoulder to shoulder to make room for this man. He then, while we're talking, and Janelle is a very serious conversation, and I'm trying to communicate with my eyes, Janelle, we gotta go. This man, I think, thought he could go swimming. So he went face down in this very small hot tub. And at first I looked over because I was, anytime I looked at Janelle, my back was to him. So when I looked back over, I thought he died. It was awful. And then he started floating, and he floated, and he touched me, and I said, Janelle, we gotta go. It was bad. Do you remember that? Please tell me you remember that.
I remember, but I just think, what was that guy thinking? I mean, what was he actually doing?
Janelle was chill the whole time, and I'm like, we gotta go.
I'm not sure that I actually knew that he touched you, though. So
His whole body was just
yeah,
face
I'm
down.
glad we got out of there. I mean, yeah,
Me
Cruise ships
too.
are so weird. People's like sense of like
there's a
personal
lot of
space just goes
oddity.
away.
Yeah,
And maybe
Yeah.
he lived there, so he thought that he could. I don't know.
It's like,
it could have been this
this is
couple.
actually
Yeah.
my
Could have been.
Oh
Yeah.
man. There was I remember one cruise I was on, and there was an older lady who was dressed minimally.
For success?
Yeah.
Dressed for success?
Depending on what her goal is, yes. And she, oh man, she was just everywhere. And my brother-in-law,
She was everywhere.
my brother
Spilling out.
out, and like, oh no, it was my brother-in-law. It was my sister's friend. Walks out to the dance area, and they just start dancing with her. And
Oh.
I am positive that was not appropriate.
Oh boy.
Well, it's international waters, so
Yeah,
maritime law. So, you can do it. You can.
We're done at 3 bells. But no, it just some of the weirdos you find on there are just insane. Like, and you can always point out the ones that have done this before, because they're the ones that are often the ones walking around with always an alcoholic beverage in their hand.
Mm.
And I remember one girl I saw one time, and I saw her multiple times. She goes, "I've seen you before." I was just like, "Yeah."
Okay.
Okay, drunk pirate. We're not recreating Pirates of the Caribbean. There's actually an entire. No, I haven't. You ever go down those rabbit holes and you think, I don't know why I'm reading about this because it has nothing to do with my life, but there's an entire side of the internet that will explain how to. Because I'd never do this, but part of the thing about cruise ships is alcohol on the cruise ship is so expensive that
Unless
people
you buy the drink pass.
Right. But even
Sam
that.
knows.
But I don't know if that's for alcohol though. Usually it's just for the non-alcoholic stuff.
My brother-in-law got one.
Can't imagine.
Basically, just walk right up and say, "Hey, I want this today."
I think even if you get that though, I think you still have to pay the tips, and that adds up.
Technically, yes.
So,
but you can just charge it to your room. So money's just not there.
So it's funny money. It doesn't matter until you have to leave, until they don't let you leave the cruise ship.
Yeah.
But there's there's whole forums all about how to sneak alcohol onto a cruise ship.
Wow.
Really?
I know you're interested, Janelle. No, where you you get,
I came alive.
Doritos.
It's like smuggling drugs, apparently. They've got these, you get these vests you wear that have hidden compartments. The lengths that people go to just to then have a greater chance to perhaps fall off the cruise ship at some point.
All true.
Right.
Although
Oh,
falling off a cruise ship would be really hard. Like, you'd have to actually try to do it.
Or get pushed.
People do that.
Yeah.
Or get pushed. Yeah. Or the wind. Have you ever been on the top of the ship when it's really windy? They block that off so you can't get up there.
Yep.
But yeah.
Because you can't fix stupid.
Yeah. Well, people do it all the time. But yeah.
I don't know. I had this weird feeling when I went on a cruise and we were by the shuffleboard court, which was by the edge.
And
I know. I know. I mean, you got to shuffleboard if you're on a cruise ship. Come on, right? At least once.
You do?
Yeah. Okay. When else are you going to shuffleboard, Janelle? There was this weird feeling of maybe I should jump. Do you ever get that weird thing like, why is my brain telling me to do these things?
There's a word for that. I don't know what it is, but it's like you don't trust yourself to not make yourself just throw your body on things.
And Sam, it was not. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm freakishly tall, but the railing to the to stop me from going over the cruise ship was about waist height, so it would have been easy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I'm 5'10", and the bar came up to my chest. So
because you're all torso.
Short torso.
You're not wrong. I am mostly torso. Like when I was heftier, I had to find it was hard to find pants that fit because like they had plenty of pants in the size, like the round size, but I could never find pants that were like short enough for my stubby little legs.
Welcome to my
I'm
world.
so sorry.
And that's the nugget. We've combined Sam and Janelle. They've found common ground.
Aw,
That's all we
buddy.
need. That's all we need. And their need for more inclusive pant sizes.